Got a lot of shoes to get into today. All of these shoes stacked up I have to go through, and I'll go through them one at a time, and just to make sure that you guys are on point for potentially authenticating or just discussing the shoe in general with these black boxes. Air Jordan 1. This is the low, Air Jordan 1 low, and it comes in a colorway very familiar. So we've seen a ton of different Air Jordan 1 lows, and this is the cheaper low. This is not the OG low. The OG low, the leather tends to be a little bit softer. This is more, I guess it's more of a synthetic feel to it, but I love the color blocking on this shoe. I can't even front. I love the color blocking on this shoe. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take it out. Make sure you guys get a chance to see it. I'm gonna try to do all of this without dropping the sneakers or, looking dumb on this camera real quick. But it is the Air Jordan 1 low, and it's black, university blue is the color. And I'm looking at the tag, making sure you get your information on the tag. And there's a reason that I do that. When I look at these shoes, I always go by my label to see if I can see the RFID chip behind the label. Because when I want to authenticate something and make sure it's good to go, I do all of these different checks. So it's important for you guys to do them as well. But make sure your label says the same thing that mine says. The style code is 553 558 041. This is a size 14. So when I look at my UPC has to match the UPC that's on the size label for this shoe. And the size label for this version, matter of fact, I'm going to sit it here and make sure it doesn't fall. The size label is on the back of the tongue, and I will do a close-up of this so you won't have to worry about trying to figure this out. The small code is VJ. Dates of production are 02-15-23 to 04-12-23, 04-12-23. I'm going to take my box, turn it around, see if I have a QC stamp, and I do have a QC stamp. So let me sit this down, pick this one up, and it's deep in the corner of the box, all the way up in the corner of the box. And let's see what it says. M 11-9-04-23. So I'm thinking that this is going to be 23 is the date, 04. I think it'll probably be 9 or 11, but it looks like it's going to be 04-9-23, 04-9-23. And I was just looking at 04-9-23. I just gave you guys the size label, and I said it was 04-12-23 is perfect. So, sometimes you do have to decipher the QC stamp that's inside of the box to sync it up and match it up with the actual dates of production on the back of the tongue. So when I look at that box, I look at the last three, 053 on the box. I come to my label again, 053. I know I'm good. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? This shoe is good to go. I know it's good to go. I automatically know it is because the person that dropped it off, these came straight from Nike. So I know they're good to go, but I do these checks so you can see them. But let's get to the close-up because there's not a lot to go through. On this Jordan 1 low, the shoe insert, the insole is glued down, so it doesn't come out easily. I'll move it up so you can get a good look at it. That's the most important part. Love the embroidery on the back of the shoe. But let's get to that close-up so you guys can check it out. The tongue has that little kind of polyester feel to it. It's not ripstop, even though you hear it. It's not ripstop, but it's a mesh. It's like a micro mesh, but it's probably a oil-based polyester kind of micro mesh. But that's it. Let's get to the close-up. Now that we got that mid and the OG and the dunk out of the way, we are now on to the low top version of the Jordan 1 Low. That's a $110 shoe, but the embroidery at the heel is just classic. It looks fantastic. You can't front on that, and I use the word fantastic way too much. I wanted to make sure you saw the outsole here, but there's not a lot to look at. It's just a matter of me getting this close up so you can see it and then make a decision if you want to pick up a pair for yourself. Nike releases so many shoes that I have this feeling people are just getting burnt out on. the brand, even though they're still going to be the best-selling brand because there's a cool factor to anything Jordan brand. So you can get it, and your friends, and if you're like a young person, they're going to be like, yo, you got the Jordans, you got the J's, blah, blah, blah. And it's understandable. It's understandable. You know what I mean? But, and this is what I tell people. I'm like, when you touch it, you notice there's no flecks of leather here. It is not an expensive leather. So be careful with it, because if it can crack on you, and it will crease very hard, and it'll have a hard crease in it. So when you take these joints off, keep the paper and just stuff your paper back in them to keep the shape of the shoe. And that'll help you kind of maintain the longevity of this model. Hey, that was a good tip. I think I'll wrap it up on that note, and I'll see you guys on the next one. That's it for the Air Jordan 1 Low UNC.